Hello, my name is Mark Mitchell, and this is kind of an assignment for graduate school at Tarleton State University. So let's get to it. What this is kind of the discussion of the text Understanding by Design, and talking about how to design a unit, a lesson. And sort of the particulars, and do an example of that. And before I go over this, I will mention that it's surprisingly difficult to do this with, I think, some success. Because I've worked with the format of International Baccalaureate before, I'm more familiar than someone who's new to the concept. I've constructed what are they called? Integrative units, right? That have a question that lasts 2-3 weeks that we kind of integrate into what we're learning and things like that. So I'm a little familiar with this, but it is very hard to do when it gets down to it. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and go through my lesson, which is math. So the goal, this lesson, quadratic functions, okay? And each of these, it took a little while to come to a consensus, figure out what the real goal is, and some of these other things I'm about to go over. This one, I just, understand that quadratic functions have the relationships, they have things going on just like other functions. There are connections between the graph, equation, table, and what I like to call the story, right? An application problem, a word problem, okay? And you can kind of see a little bit of where we're going with that that kind of parabola there with Mario. The essential question: both linear and quadratic functions hold patterns. But how are these patterns different for quadratic functions? How does the concept of symmetry relate to these functions? Okay, so this is kind of the essential question, I think, or some of the decent ones that reside within quadratics, right? Is looking for patterns, looking for things that you can find, and symmetry. I really like the symmetrical nature of quadratics. So there's that. Desired understandings. Kind of delve into the chapter called Understanding. I thought that was a really great title for that chapter. And that's what's hard to get to the bottom of, the artifacts and things that, how would they get to this, which I guess is the next one. This is desired understandings. Again, I use the word how. Aspects of quadratic functions are illustrated through naturally occurring forms, such as a jumping path. Okay, that's an understanding that would be good for a student to grasp. And how the various parts of that function will change the shape of the function, the parabola, right? And finally, if we're beginning with the end in mind, right, that we want to have an idea of what artifact would be legitimate to show understanding, these would, I think, be up there. They may not be perfect, but I think they're on the right path. Write your own quadratic function to match a set of data. And there's different ways to go about that. It can be guess and check, right? But if a student can begin to do that and to match a set of data with a quadratic function, such as I propose bringing in Angry Birds, right? And talking about those paths and really starting to break them down with a graph more. And also, I say another thing would be discuss. If a student can discuss how changes to a function, a quadratic function, would change the shape, would change what they're seeing, and talk about how and why. So, for instance, why would a path be altered if a jump took place on the moon rather than on Earth? How and why? Okay. More than just the physics, of course, there would be math to talk about as well. Okay, talking about the parts of it, the intercepts, obviously the vertex and such like that. So this is, I think, an example of understanding by design with seeing the end in mind, kind of knowing where you want the student to be, what you want them to do, to be able to show their understanding. I think that's an example or the best I can do for right now. Thank you very much.